Hey guys, this is just a little update on what happened with my mum. Okay, so last Friday night, apparently, my mum was picking a small chair up, not a big one, a small one. It's like a little kid's chair. And she was going to change the time on the clock, which had been, a couple of weeks since the time changed. So mum was, really keen to get it done. And she picked the chair up and she went to walk into another room with it, and the chair went one way and she went another way. Now, she's bruised right down the whole right side of her body. Her head's bruised, her eyes bruised, her cheeks bruised, her chin's bruised, her neck is bruised. Her shoulder that she fell on, she just had reconstruction surgery on it, partial reconstruction. And it's all bruised. It's really badly bruised, all over her back on the one side and all over her, the front of her shoulder on one side. So she had a pretty good fall. Now, she did ring the ambulance. The ambulance did not turn up. They said they'd be there in half an hour, and then 2 hours later, Westmead Hospital rang my mum and said, "I'm sorry, we cannot send an ambulance out. They're too busy." So my mum didn't even bother going to the hospital. They said, "If you can find your way here," but my mum didn't bother. She ended up staying at home and just laying in bed. So I went down and I got mum to the doctor. While I was there, I cleaned the house for her, but just so she didn't have to do anything. So I cleaned the house for her. I got her to the doctor. She had a CT scan done on her brain and x-rays done to make sure nothing was broken. Now, she's been back to the doctor and nothing is broken, which is amazing. And I'm very, very thankful that nothing is broken. Now, my mum has fallen over before, okay? She had bent over one day to pick something up off the floor and she fell over because she couldn't get back up. She just kept going down. So I don't know if it's from what the little procedure she had, but since my dad's had 2 of those little procedures, he fell over too, but he said he tripped over something. So I don't know if it's because of that. Okay, I can't say for sure it's because of that, but it is coincidental. And I've also had my housemate fall over, and he's had 1. And he fell over on the front steps and broke 3 ribs. So it seems that people who do have them are falling over a lot. I don't know whether it is linked or not, but my mum is at home. She has been just resting in bed trying to get better. Thank you for all of the suggestions too, for all of the things we can do to limit the bruising and stuff like that. Thank you guys. I appreciate all that. And yeah, but it's just strange that all these people around me are falling over. Yeah. So I did sit my dad down and I had a very good talk to my mum and dad. My mum already knows that if anything further happens, that they're to come with us. We'll find somewhere to go. We'll buy some land or something and take them with us to look after them. I did tell my dad I do not want him going into any home. No old person's home, no retirement village, no nothing. Please come with me because I'll look after them. So, and I think it's getting to that point. I can see my mum and dad getting old very quick. They are 84. My dad's 84. My mum is actually 85, nearly 86. I forgot she was actually older than my dad by a year and a bit, I think. But that's, I sat my dad down and I said, "Look, you've fallen over already." Okay, I said, "You tripped over something. That's fair enough. Now mum's fallen over." And I said, "If anything further happens, please contact me straight away." And I sat him down. I told him about, like, I said, look, if worse comes to worse, we'll have to sell the house and buy land with a house on it for Mum and Dad. And then we can all, you know, move in around. But to look after them. Now, they have agreed with that if anything further happens or they feel like they can't cope. Because I did say to my dad, if you find you can't cope, just let me know. Please ring me and let me know. Because we don't know until you know, communicate that to us. So I have, I've been busy this week trying to get the point across to them, and it's up to them in the end. They do want to stay at home as long as possible. They want to be independent, and who can blame them? I want them to be independent too, but only as long as they can do it. I was speaking to my mum again this morning, and she has another problem with her mouth, and I was trying to tell her, give her suggestions, and like even one or two things, I can tell she can't be bothered. She doesn't want to do anything anymore. And I'm thinking, like, my dad's going to have to look after her, but the time's going to come when he has had enough. And it's really hard for them because they've both been very independent all their lives. My mum, as far as I know, doesn't have any underlying health conditions. But she may have. She doesn't go to the doctor. So she's not on any blood pressure tablets or anything like that, although that seems to be what the problem is. I think she has low blood pressure, to be honest. It's considering her last fall when she bent over forward and then fell straight onto her face. I do think she has blood pressure problems, but I think there are other ways rather than the pills to fix things. So, but she won't take them anyway. She won't take the blood pressure tablets anyway, even if they are prescribed to her, which they have been. And to be honest, I can't blame her. If you know what those things do, I can't blame her. But I do have to figure out a way to somehow get her up. I've got to get her up and moving. She has been laying in bed for weeks, like getting up and doing things, but mostly staying in bed. She can't walk very far, and my dad has also told me, after sitting down with him, that he has trouble walking far as well. So that's how it is with my parents at the moment. They are continuing to be independent for as long as they can, but I have said to them, look, if things get too hard, too much, just let me know. My dad also did break down in tears when I said that we would have to sell the house. He didn't cry, he just wiped his eyes. I knew he was crying. He was trying to hide it like dads do, you know. And I said, look, I understand the sentiment, you know, the sentimental things this house has, you know. I understand it's very sentimental. It would be really, really hard for them. And I understand that. But the only way that we could all look after them is to get them out of there. And plus the place where they're in right now, the whole town is being upheaval, like it's in upheaval to make way for some monorail that's just, it's ridiculous. They've gone full the environmental way that I'm sure they don't want cars going through there anymore. But anyway, that's they're not in a good spot, really. I'll just say that. But they do have us, the family, ready to take them whenever they're ready and look after them. So anyway, guys, I'm about to do a video on Rumble, Bitchute and Odysee on this person here. I don't know if you know who this person is. They are a key to things, a big key to a lot of things. And tomorrow morning I also have a live scheduled. And I was thinking of actually, just to let you know in advance that I'm thinking of doing that one on Sean Atwood, because the whole truthing community, not all of them, but some of them they're turning on each other. People are turning on each other left, right and centre. So tomorrow morning, maybe a little bit about Sean Atwood as well, just to let you know. And I won't be using any footage or anything. I'll just be talking about it, what I've seen. Okay, guys, I hope you have a good morning, afternoon or evening, wherever you are, and I'll talk to you soon, and I'll talk to you tomorrow. Okay, see you then. Okay, guys, have a good one. Bye.